Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Scale Modelers Across the Pond Hangout. Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of scale modelers reaching across all scale modeling genres, mediums, and to encourage friendships from around the world. And today we hope that you'll find it to be an important source of information about the hobby, hear about something new, and see firsthand the scale modeling experience. And joining me today are the usual suspects, most of which are in a deep freeze. So we're experimenting with cryogenics right now. So we're going to talk about those things and others. So if you want to join us on a live chat, it is open. So bring your questions, comment, and all are welcome today. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and make suggestions to our channel. So I'm going to be popping over there to say good morning to whomever shows up. And I hope internet service is not relative to the temperature dropping. This morning, it was a incredible -2 degrees here in Western Pennsylvania. That's Fahrenheit. That would probably translate to about -25 in Celsius is my guess, because that's what my friend Jim tells me. It's just north of here in Oshawa, near Toronto, Canada. So we're going to all complain about the weather, and just gives us reason to do some modeling, I suppose. There's not much to really announce other than happy holidays, everyone. I hope it all went well. We'll talk about what Santa put on our stockings. Maybe a pair of glove warmers or something. And also what we are planning on this year, as well as individual modelers, as my usual suspects will probably be more than happy to talk about. But we're going to have 3 builds. We're going to start the year right off the bat with 3 builds, community builds. And we've talked about it in the past. So that's naval, nautical. So, Lou, you can do your bat boat to fit in on that. And a wood build, model made of balsa, basswood, anything wood. Sorry, Jim, paper don't count.
Yeah.
And also
I've got it covered.
As real space, meaning that it's not sci-fi, it's something that was launched by mankind or attempted to launch or conceived by the space agencies of NASA, the European space agencies, and all that other stuff. The Chinese, I think the Japanese are involved, and even, of course, what
even India,
Elon Musk, even Elon Musk, India. There you go. India did some things too. So real space would be the thing to do this year, and Lou, you've got the real space down too. You can do the V'ger set.
I happen to think that the Roswell incident was real space.
Okay. It is out there. You realize. Which is that it came back. X-Files came back. I got halfway through the first episode. I'm totally lost.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. I'm going to put, of course, these announcements on the community, so to generate some. And we got all year to do this. And I also have done as much as I could from the past 4 months. Was a yearbook, a video on our channel. From 2017, from our Batman build, Star Wars build, our Stunt and Speed, our custom street muscle car build. I did what I could. I get it on there, 15.5 minutes. If you like classical music, that's what it is. It's the only thing I can find that's completely free. I don't have to worry about anything that would bite me in the butt later, but got some interesting feedback. A lot of people, there were some people that were surprised, that were honored, and some actually really enjoyed it to see what this could do. And this year, I'm going to pay closer attention to the builds and work up a yearbook for 2018. And if I do it right, I'll probably have volumes instead of one video, maybe a set of 2 or 3, do volumes of the year.
Might have to break it
But
up.
certainly, those are the things that are going on in the community. So without further ado, let's say hello to our usual suspects and see if we can get some hands rubbing together and talk about modeling. How you doing there, Liam? Wow, you sound great.
Yeah.
Great. No, I'm serious. You sound so good that I can hardly hear you. Okay.
Is he froze?
Try that again. Is that okay now?
There you are.
Now we can hear
There
you.
you are.
Sorry, I don't know. There seems to be a microphone issue this morning. As I was saying, I'm a lot warmer than everyone else seems to be here in Northern Ireland. But I'm not describing it as warm. It's warmer. At least my glue is not in danger of freezing, which it sounds like may happen with all of you lot. I wonder what the freezing point of Tamiya extra thin is. That's a good
That
question.
would be actually a pretty cool experiment.
Yeah. Well,
It's called Mr. Oh my God, it's cold.
If you want to take your model together, you don't have to put it in a freezer. Just take it outside.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I got some good news this week. The famous board that I had failures with
Yeah.
twice before finally arrived from the U.S. Postal Service. So again, slightly revised from what the previous one. He's gone for a slightly different design, but it means I'll get back into the Enterprise and hopefully get it finished within a couple of weeks now, because it's just been holding me back. It could do nothing without that. And then secondary to that, the Kenny Conklin Secret Santa kit that I got was this one.
Ah, yes. I built that 3 times and failed all 3 times.
When I first looked at the box, I thought it was a 1/72nd, but it's actually a 1/48. So
42 or 48. It's a 48.
And for a Revell, I don't think it's Revell originally. I suspect it's been a Revell reissued, repackaged, because everything's in separate bags, which is just not their style. I suspect it's probably a Hasegawa or something like that they've gotten the license for. So that'll be interesting. But again, that's a year-long option. Anytime between now and next Christmas. I have to finish the Enterprise. I then have an X-wing to build for someone. I've got your group builds that you've announced, Jack, to try and take part in. So a lot to fit in. I have to do a lot better than last year. Last year was embarrassingly bad how few kits I could finish. What else is there? Something else in my head. Go on. There's 10 of here. Just in one ear, out the other. Have you come back to me? Oh, right.
I think you like the build up. I think.
Yeah. Oh, you mean it'll be interesting. It's very different for me. I've never really done that in any modern aircraft, so
I think you'll like it.
Yeah. You're on about the group builds, the real space one. The big problem I'm going to have is getting a real space kit in the UK. They just don't seem to exist. I've been looking on eBay and different places, and I would have liked to have done the Apollo 11 lunar landing module, but they're over £100 here for any that I can
holy
find.
crap!
Yeah, I just can't find one at a decent price. And then someone suggested that instead of doing that, you could combine a ship build with a real space build and do the Hornet, which was the recovery ship for Apollo 11. Combine 2 in 1, and then or perhaps build the Hornet out of wood, and the whole lot would be combined into one.
Yeah, you could do.
Let me look into that for you, because I know.
Too.
I'm sorry. What was that, Bob?
You use the NASA decals for the F-18.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's a good point, Bob. I'll look into
That's
that
true.
as well. But I know I
That's
built.
a really sharp looking bird.
Yeah, I built the Apollo 11 when I was.
you can do an
11.
F-15 too.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I have that kit would be handy to combine the 2 together, James. So, but that's an idea. But I built the Apollo 11 when I was 11 or 12, around the time of the landing. And again, it was an Airfix kit at that stage in the UK, but they just don't exist anymore. So I've been going through different places to try and find, and the only thing I've come across is Hasegawa do kits, and I mean, there's an example. A Revell kit. I'm just looking at eBay at the same time. In the UK, so it's Apollo 11, Columbia, and Eagle together. 196 scale kit. It's £110.
Whoa.
So it's just crazy. But I'll keep looking. I'm sure I can come across something. We had sad news. Our local model shop, the one main model shop in Belfast, closed on New Year's Day. Again, through mail orders just taken over, and it was getting no business. So that was one sad point that we've had this year. But we'll see. But no, I look forward to trying and take part in the Real Space one, Jack.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll look around and see what I can find out for you.
Thank you.
It might be better if I could find one, and maybe I don't know. I think the Apollo 11 LEM might be even more here. I'm not familiar the releases of them.
There's I think it's
visit?
Hasegawa has got a new model of the LEM.
There's a Revell one. There's a Revell kit. There's a Dragon kit. There's a Hasegawa kit. And looking on eBay here, all the kits I'm seeing listed most of them are in the States, which, I mean, it's the same thing. It's crazy, the price exchange and then the postage, which is something that's got really bad now. I've been looking at getting a few other things from the States, but the postage costs have gone absolutely insane to get anything posted from the US down to here. I don't know why it's gotten so bad, and then we get hit for the customs, which makes things worse again.
Yeah, I've looked at Hobby Link to see what their prices are.
That's Japanese people.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, I'll have a look, James, to see. Again, same thing. Anything over £15, we get hit for customs duty. So I will find something. Thanks for the offer, Jack.
Well, I'm actually curious myself. I just want to feel like I know what I'm talking about. Do the research for that reason too, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, you got stuck on Jim's image there. I'm hanging out here with the live chatters, and Phil is having issues with his camera.
For a change.
Heath is there. Hi, Heath. And I think Aries, very good. Aries, if you're still there, hello. Good morning. And he feels as though maybe Phil believes that maybe a Borg implant was infecting his cameras. So, spoken to good true fan. Oh, look at that, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that nice color scheme? Yeah. Yeah. It'll be easier to paint than the metallic finish or the bland grey finish. Certainly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all pretty much all that ghost gray with the blue stripes.
Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
I shall look into that now.
Yeah.
So.
Hi, Wayne. Wayne just joined on the live chat.
I think it's the cold's affecting you lot in the States this morning. You're all very slow.
Low frame rate.
Yes. Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
So that would be it, wouldn't it, there, Liam? You have a good holiday? Did you get, well, you got the F-18, but...
Yeah, I got nothing else specifically model related. I bought an ultrasound cleaner this week for another purpose, but I will be using it for my airbrushes as well to see if it will do a good job of cleaning those.
Well, that's all fine and good. I got these.
Socks. Oh no!
Socks.
If someone presented me with socks, I would show them a trick, which you can't talk about online.
Pray tell, what do you mean?
I've actually realized I'm wrong. My wife got me a pair of socks. I forgot, but they're They're Dad's Army socks. Dad's Army is a TV series here. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
got me the box set of the DVDs and a pair of Dad's Army socks. And they're a sort of a lime green color with a big red arrow. Because the title sequence at the beginning of the program was the expeditionary force advancing into Europe, and then basically the Germans beating them back across the channel. So it's a big red arrow on a green background. So that represents that. So I forgot my wife bought me the socks. And I couldn't show her a trick with the socks. I wouldn't do that.
No.
That live, it's all I wanted was wool socks. Aries laughs out loud. He says, "Put the socks in their mouth."
I
They're
think
talking about iguanas falling out of trees. I don't know what is with those folks over there at live chat talking about iguanas falling out of trees.
Yeah,
All right,
that was
Cool.
in Florida. Yeah.
it's so cold. They're frozen solid, and a little puff of wind, and they get knocked out. So moving on, would that be it there, Mr. Liam? Yeah, it's fair to see you. Thank you for joining us. And boy, I didn't know I sent you 2 shop cards. Or am I seeing double? Am I still having the effects of New Year's?
Bear with me. Bear with me a second. I'll show you something else.
He's pulling out a third one.
Oh, holy hell. Where'd you get those?
You sent them?
Oh, I did?
My earphone came out. Ta-da!
In Florida.
There we go.
All right. Well,
No
I
charges.
still have them. I still have them. If you want them, just here it goes. Email me at scratchandjackmodels or scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. So if you want them, I still have a whole bunch. To the side here, move my camera down. This is the stack of them right here. That's mostly on the list, but right here this is a stack right here. I got a pretty big stack of these shop cards. So if you want them, just email me and I'll send you one out. Postage, I'll pay for the postage. You'll get it totally for free. You
should post it on the Facebook page too, Jack.
Yeah, I could do that. Maybe I will. Thank you very much, Liam. I'm glad somebody here is not frozen solid. Speaking of, we're going to start with our frozen solid people. How you doing there, Bob?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that didn't sound convincing there, mister.
Remember me? I work nights.
That's true. Yes. Oh, very nice. Looks like you've done some detail work on it.
Yeah, I got the decals on the data list. Still got to build the base for it. Well, I did a little Photoshoppery.
Cool.
Yeah. Really nice. That looks like fun. That looks fun.
This one's my favorite one.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all actual NASA images.
Oh.
With the data list photoshopped over it. Actually, not photoshopped. It was taken. I put the image up on the screen of my computer and set the data list in front of the computer and took the picture. And I just had to figure out get rid of the post. That's that one.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be so clever. That's really cool.
We're also working on Go back here. We want this.
Oh yes.
So I decided to go with the gear down on this one. I'm working on building the landing gear.
Building up the full gear. Yeah.
That's those gear there.
Huh.
And I got General Jimmy in his cockpit. Front half of the fuselage glued up. And there's the main gear, which I put in backwards. I had to take them out and redo them.
Been there, done that, yes.
It's supposed to be at the front of the bay, not the back. So I had to take them out and then switch them. And a little bit of putty work on this thing. Not too much. Not too bad. Yet.
That is a pretty decent. That's a 48 scale, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice scale to work in jets.
And here's where I'm at.
Oh, it's a big model.
Yeah, yeah.
I just got the bottom on last night. Thought to work the seams around the edges of the wing. And I haven't put the tails not permanent yet.
That's a profile of a paper airplane.
Yeah, it'd be a good one.
Lawn dart.
Lawn dart. There you go.
Yeah. It's coming along real well. I was sitting here this morning painting the main gear. So we're about halfway through on this one.
Uh-huh.
And that's about it for me.
That's it. Ford Pitt. Okay. Very good. So what did you get anything for Christmas? Get yourself for Christmas? The modeling related or
Nothing.
Oh yeah. No socks, huh?
Nope.
Nope.
No coal.
You're the modeler who has everything then.
How about a Jimmy Stewart movie?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. Isn't
Not
it?
that one. That one. About Strategic Air Command.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Really
There's
cool.
a baseball player and a bomber pilot.
Yeah.
All righty. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine there, Jack. Haven't got a whole ton done in the modeling front. I've started writing my code for the microcontroller, but that's about as much as I've done. I've been so hard to get motivated with this weather. I need to be able to get out of here for a while. I'm getting cabin fever.
I know it's first thing in the morning in the States, but I've never seen you all so lethargic. It's just unbelievable. We survived till spring. Sorry.
Yeah, we're all lethargic.
Yeah. Oh, no. This is the winter blahs. Yeah. We're supposed to get a thaw this week, so hopefully everything. But that's really everything that I've done. I haven't got much else done for other than some more planning for what I'm doing for the way I'm going to lay out the shadow box and that for the Arcadia. that's about all I got really done.
Mhm.
And as far as future builds, well, after I get the Arcadia build done, next thing will probably be into my wood build there, the Titanic lifeboat, and then we'll go on from there to see what else to pop up. But that's the only two things I got planned for right now.
Oh, you didn't get any hate mail from what we did about 5 days ago?
No. No, I did not. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't get more comments on it than what we got.
Oh yeah. I particularly like the one guy who's just showing his idiocy, and I just think that was brilliant. I'm like, I'm gonna leave that on and even love it. Yeah, we tried. If you don't know what we're talking about, we tried our hand at a movie review, a Star Wars Last Jedi movie review, and it ended up the discussion ended up as being as long as the movie. Which wasn't really planned. I was just trying to wrap it up. We just kept talking and so on. Heath joined us. Randall is not here because I think he's at a modeling show, if I'm not mistaken. So
I think he's got a visitor staying. I thought it was, but
or something. He's had something happening.
Something happening
so
today.
He's not joining us. He'll join us tomorrow, though. Anyway, he kind of weighed in on it too, and I just had to, basically call everybody. But never mind. Let's move on. So, how you doing there, Jamie?
Oh yeah, everyone.
Yeah, it turns out you didn't ruin the movie too bad for some people, but
oh, I knew you were going to say that.
And to think what you said was totally wrong, so that makes it worthwhile. There you go.
Okay,
you got the hate mail, not me.
I've had some hardship actually.
oh dear.
Big thank you to Lou.
What's that?
First of all, I want to thank Lou for his registry.
Oh, they got there.
Yeah, I got him, Lou. And if you know, I don't know what you're using, Lou, but they're excellent, actually.
Ooh,
oh, look good.
Very nice.
That's the good news. So you got them,
pretty.
And you got the ones on the back here. So yeah, they're pretty good. That was the good news. The bad news is, don't know what's gone wrong. Started doing the final touches on the ship, and then no power. Electric board are just, I don't know what's up with them. It doesn't come on at all now. So I have no idea what happened. I was just doing the finishing touches, plugged it to the power, turned it on, and then nothing. So I don't know whether it's because I've had the boards repaired or what. I have no idea, and there's no way I'm going to crack it open, because last time I tried that, I seal them up that good, I break the model. So my intentions on this one are to sell it as a static model, as it is. It's still a good ship. It still looks nice, but I want one with the lights working and everything. So I intend to sell this one as it is, and then do another one at some point. Which
Kits are still very expensive.
Yeah, old Jack. Yes, yeah. I hear you.
So it's a bit like a double-edged sword, really. I was a bit peed off because I've had so much trouble with the boards on this, and then everything was working fine. I had the replacement motors, I had replacement board. I repaired the paintwork, and thanks to Lou, I got the registry done, which was fantastic. About to finish putting the last of the other decals on, and then I thought, oh, try it out. Turned it on, pressed the remote control, nothing happened. So I have no idea why. I don't know what's gone wrong.
You checked the transformer?
Yeah, I have it plugged up to a what's named power source, an adjustable power source. So it's the power's going through it. It's just that nothing's coming on.
It seems like it's, if it's an all or nothing thing, then it sounds like a power problem.
Oh no, because the power supply comes from, you know, the ones that you test your power up, you test what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't hooked up to one of those, and it's got the right voltage going through it. It's just not coming on at all. I can't even check for a loose wire because it's all sealed up, and it's like, it just drove me really crazy. I mean, I was so close to throwing up against the wall at one point. But
In there.
at the end of the day, it's still a good model. It still looks good, but it's not what I want for on the base that I've got.
Right.
I want a working model, and it's with lights, and I'll just have to, you know, put it up for sale as a static model. Somebody will have it as a static model. People want the US Enterprise built like a static model, whether it's got lights or not.
Yeah.
And it's still good enough to have as display and as a model. It's just
You're not on Facebook, Jamie, isn't that right?
I am, but I don't use it.
It's just it's a group I'm in with about 2,500 members in the UK. If you're trying to sell the model, it may be the way you get the best price. You stick it in Gumtree or somewhere, people are very, you know, they won't pay you what it's worth.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't even know how much to put it up, really.
A minimum of 100 quid at least.
Say again.
At least £100, at least.
Well, I'm gonna put on more for that because the model itself's like 200 quid.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm going by there are two NX01s on Gumtree at the minute for sale, and £60.
Yes.
And no one's even buying those. It's weird. That's why I'm suggesting go for a captive market of a Star Trek group. Don't just generally advertise it. If you need a link for the group, I can give it to you.
Yeah.
Message me. So.
I mean, you know, if somebody buys it and wants to crack it open, that's up to them to check the boards out. But
yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just going to sell it on because it is a good model. I mean, as a static model, it's fine. You know, it's all there. It's all, you can see the bridge. All the decals are on. The bridge is done. The anchor bay is done.
Jamie,
It just doesn't like.
What about the battery in your remote switch?
No, that's fine.
I'm just trying to think of what would be.
Yeah, I changed the battery over, Lou. That's right. That's my initial thing. You know, it was the battery. So I took the battery out, replaced the battery, and now the power's coming on to the remote control. So it's not that. It's just not turning on. I don't know. There's obviously something gone wrong with one of the boards somewhere because it's just totally not coming on at all. You know, nothing. I mean, if it was an electrical short on something, then maybe, you know, because the boards are working independently, although they're all hooked up together, you know, something would have come on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But nothing's come on. It's just dead as far as, you know, the what's name concerned. So
it may be time to go with Simon's approach and have the boards all external rather than internal to avoid, you know.
Yeah, but the trouble with that though, especially on the TOS, there's not a lot of room to put wires through the pole. So you have to connect all the boards up inside the saucer, and then have the basic 4 wires coming down. You have enough for about 4 wires down that pole, and no more.
Yeah.
Go for a larger pole. I know the ones Simon uses are quite substantial compared with. I mean, I would agree with you. I would go for a very, very fine pole in preference. But when you see Simon's models, they're quite chunky. So connectors he uses for that reason. But it doesn't detract from the model when it's a model of that size.
Oh no, it's you know, it is what it is. But you take the knock. You move on, don't you? I mean, for me, I'm disappointed because I've worked so hard on this one. You know, I put a lot of work in it.
If it was me, there would be an enterprise-shaped hole in the wall. But that's me. I will literally lose patience, and really, I go from this to volcanic. So,
I mean, what has annoyed me more than anything is the fact that when I first did the first enterprise, the TOS enterprise, when I did my very first one, which I sold to a guy in Germany, I used around 2 lighting kits. I mean, I know it was crap, and the engine sounded horrific even when you muffled them, but it all worked, and it never stopped working. You know, I've gone on to these, and it's like, I mean, John Petrie said something to me the other day, and he was on about, and maybe he's right. Yes, I've got experience in making models and painting them, and they look really good as static models. But my electrical knowledge and working with electrics is not as comprehensive as some of you guys. And the one thing he mentioned was that Ralph's boards are really, really good. I don't have a complaint about Ralph's boards, but I think he hasn't got any sort of charge. I'm trying to what's the right word? Something that protects. Say, like you're fixing the boards on, and then you put a sudden burst of electricity that goes through the boards. Yeah, there's no sort of protector.
These boards, you see that little black block?
Yeah.
That's a voltage controller, which basically you can feed it in anything, and it won't let it blast the board.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It's kind of like, as I've been fitting the boards, I might have put like a surge through at some point, and it's just frozen. It's, you know, fried the boards, and then having the boards repaired. And then fitting the boards and everything was working so great, and then having to have one of the motors changed out because it was really, really too noisy compared to the other one. So Ralph sent me another motor, putting that in, and then everything was working. Went away from the model over Christmas, worked on the paint job. You know, final job I did was put your masks on, Lou, which really brilliant to put on and take off. Didn't take any of the paintwork off and nothing. They were absolutely bang on. And then went to try the model out, nothing. And that's the part that what's name it, and it's disheartening because I've spent so much on this build. You know, with the 3 boards from Ralph, that's cost a fortune. Then you got the model, then you got the paintwork, and it's kind of like, it's a bit disheartening, but I'll get over it. And at some point,
I would suggest go for something simpler to get your mojo back again. Just go for a simple light job and a basic model that you just get you sort of a bit of enjoyment back. Because I know with frustrations I've been having with this enterprise and that board, I have to finish it. I have to get back to it, but I'm finding it very difficult to get my interest back in it.
Yeah, that I'm going to leave the TOS enterprise for a while. Eventually, you know, I've still got the base downstairs. Eventually, I'll get another one and try again. But at the moment, it's kind of like I'm disheartened. But
well, I think I have the opposite cure that Liam's proposing. I'll send you my Millennium Falcon, and you can finish lighting it. So. That'll finish you off, and real good.
I've got this to go at, so I'm going to have a go at this.
See you later, Bob.
See you, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hey, go on. So.
Take that one to light. No. Don't do that one.
It's a toughie as well, yeah.
That's tougher. That's much tougher. Don't do that.
No, I'm just thinking of doing that.
Do a Klingon ship because they got so few lights.
I'm just thinking of doing it as a static model. That one.
Okay. All right. That's your choice. But if you want to get if you want to do a Trek lighted project, a Katinga would be the way to go because there's so few lights on it.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't need a board. You don't need a board, so you know.
Yeah, but I've got this one to work at too. This is a commission job, so I might just get on with that. That's only got 2 lights, and it comes.
Yeah.
Oh
This
yes.
has got 2 lights. It comes with it, and it's in a little pack. So.
Yep.
You know, I'm just
Yeah.
really, at the moment. I mean, I'm just really disappointed about the Enterprise. So it's kind of like,
All right. Put it aside. Put it aside. Move on.
yeah, I'll get my mojo
You're
back.
British. You know how to do that stiff upper lip business and move on.
But I'm not going to be told this, Art and Jack. At some point, I will go back, and eventually, I will have a lighted TOS Enterprise on a bloody base. I can say, that's it. I've done it.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So you'll get it back together again. I'm certain of it. Did you get anything for Christmas that was worthwhile talking about besides socks?
Say again, Jack?
Did Santa visit?
Yeah, he brought me this.
Nice.
Oh, that.
That's what I got. That's what I got for Christmas.
Oh, right.
What I think is a rip-off is you got to buy the decal set extra,
But yeah.
which is
evil
like
round 2.
yeah. I mean, talk about evil. They want. I mean, I can't see any in this country. I've looked in America, and it's like they want about $30 for the set, and then they want like $56 to post them. I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
So that's gonna have to wait. And
Right,
the
right.
only thing I'm disappointed about that kit is on the sides here. I'm gonna have to get the extra bit to do the markings, because on these sides here, where there used to be holes or markings, they're just clear now. So it's a bit better to have they've made the hull thicker, which is a good idea, but they've taken away some of the detail on the ship, which is a shame, really. So it's kind of like, so that's another aftermarket part you need to get the holes in the right position.
Right.
But apart from that, Jack, it's been fine, and Chris has been all right. So.
All right. It's a new year.
Yeah, New Year's a bit bad, so I had a bit of a bug. There was a bug going around, so I caught that for a few days.
Everyone had it. Yeah.
Terrible. Knocked me about senseless for a bit.
Jamie, I have a friend. I can't talk about it in detail, but I have a friend doing a kit that'll be available probably around Easter time that you might be interested in. I've asked him, if he lets me show pictures for the next hangout, I'll see what I can do. But it's something. I really can't say anything about it, but it's something I think if you saw it, you'd want one.
Right.
But I'll try and see if he'll let me show some pictures at the next hangout.
Okay.
It's based in Europe, so there's no postal problems.
Are we talking Star Trek stuff?
Perhaps.
Okay. You'll have to let me know somehow.
No,
Big
if we chat offline, I'll tell you. He made me promise, and I know why he made me promise, but my jaw was on the floor when I saw what he was doing. So I'll keep you updated. And if he's prepared to let me show it, Jack, I'll try and see if I can get photographs for the next hangout. But it's a real sort of, it's one of those, oh wow, I have to have one, no matter how much it costs.
You're not talking about one of them big enterprises that guy's doing.
I can't talk about anything.
Okay.
No, he's talking about the Da Vinci Code. So,
So that's going on about that. I mean, I think overall it was my just desserts talking about the Jedi film. But,
all right, very good.
Yeah.
And I can smell the tea leaves from here, Lou.
Oh no!
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Rumors of my demise are only slightly exaggerated.
You sound like Betty Davis.
See,
Thank you, darling.
Who's the one that has a deep voice? It's Betty Davis, right? Yeah.
But there's a reason why Heath isn't here.
Why?
Because you know what this flu is called? I don't know if it's called the same in the States, but what's it called here?
Man flu.
Australian flu.
Oh, it's
That is the name in Europe. It's been given the name Australian flu. That's where it originated. So blame Heath. You can blame Heath.
I certainly feel down under.
Oh,
you know, Randall's not here. You don't have to make up the difference, you know. But you still feeling okay with your hands anyway? Yeah, you're just feeling that Franklin kit. I could do some talking for you. You did a video, 12-minute video talking about the Franklin kit, and you couldn't get to it because you're just so under the weather. Yeah, look at that. Very cool.
And a real smart thing they did on this is I think they learned a lesson from the NX, and the pylons are one piece. This is one piece. So
right.
The nacelle straightness of the nacelles is kind of baked into it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about gluing something on cattywampus if it's already molded that way. But the pylons are thick enough that you can chase wiring down them. So it's going to be fun to light, and it's nice and small size kit to deal with. But I think it could be a lot of fun.
You haven't heard anything about the JJ prize they're doing?
I heard it was going to be a new sculpt.
Hmm.
And I don't know which version of it it's going to be, whether it's the 2009, whether it's the Into Darkness, or whether it's the Beyond, which they're all subtly different. I
don't see the difference.
CG kits.
Yeah, I don't see the difference. But anyway, that's me.
There are subtle detail differences, but that's what I don't like about CG movies is that you can alter your models between films, and all of a sudden everything you've built is obsolete.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, there's one way to get around it. You can build it in Beyond when it was laying flat and then flipped over.
Yeah. I don't know whether they're going to do the A version from the end of Beyond or not.
Yeah. Talk about getting original is the point. Oh, Brad here is talking about putting Windows in the Enterprise C kit, which I've been working on for the past 5 years. So good luck with that, Brad.
Yeah. Is he doing the clear version?
No, that's my point. No, it's not the clear version. I just got a notice. So you're feeling bad. You helped a friend out, and you're running in and out of the house. You sent a video and got sick, and I just hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to see you with your hair disheveled and not combed as normally. Yeah.
If you need abuse, you know where to come.
What a way to start the new year. Did you, other than the Franklin and the cold / Australian flu, you get anything else for the holidays?
I got a copy of you remember the Hangout, the flying saucers that I built?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was another. It's the same subject made by another maker. And I got that kit. Somebody had given one of my modeling buddies gave me the other version of the Hangout that doesn't have the same problems that the Squadron kit had.
Uh-huh.
So he said, "Here, build this one and shut up about it." I don't want to hear about your stupid landing gear and all your problems with this. So that might be my real space. My real space. For the year.
Yeah, there's those air quotations, real space. There you go. There you go. Would that be all there, Lou?
I think that's enough.
That's enough for your voice box to be stressed over. So I agree. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
I hope you feel better. So Phil, how you doing there,
Jack.
Phil?
Better.
Bill?
Better. I think.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep. Yeah. Christmas. Wasn't flu or anything like that, but I must have strained something in my abdomen, and I was having a lot of abdominal pain and that. And I finally worked out. I think it was when I was carrying the tree into the house.
Sure he wasn't overeating on the dinner film?
I didn't actually over it. I wasn't that well and eating that much over Christmas, so I actually lost weight over Christmas. So that was I don't know. I suppose it's a plus because I need to. But yeah, I wasn't that well. I didn't get up to a great deal. It's a. My friend
I think a lot of us were in the same boat with that one because of Captain Severian's book.
Yeah. Given a 1/16 RC Tiger tank for Christmas, and it had an unpainted commander figure. If I'd painted up for him, so I did that. That sort of helped to restore a little bit of the desire. In fact,
Are you sure it wasn't lifting that kit that caused the problems rather than the tree?
there we go. The can everyone see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very nice.
So all I did was just paint the details and that as best I could. Obviously, extreme close up is never very friendly.
No. If you ever want to feel bad,
yeah. But his right eye was a bit of a funny shape, so I actually painted in a scar so he'd have a reason to have a funny shaped eye.
of course.
So yeah, so that was that. Move away from that. And I managed to get colour on the little. I don't. So that's a lovely little kit, that, you know. Flies the amount of detail. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack. I said the word, didn't I?
The B word?
Yeah. I said the B word. Yeah. So, yeah, and as regards receiving models for Christmas, I did get that.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, Seaboat.
Actually, the new
Walrus.
Airfix Walrus. It's very nice.
The new Airfix kits are unbelievable. So yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose you could class it as a Christmas model, but I haven't got it yet. I'm still waiting for the damn thing to arrive.
It could be classed as nautical.
Oh yeah, that one can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a model to arrive. Being allowed to buy something, I suppose, can count as sort of having it for Christmas.
I bet I can guess what it is.
It may be something that has PG in front of it.
Oh, that boy.
And
you gonna get a movie?
No.
Perfect grade.
sorry,
Perfect grade.
perfect grade, something or other.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I saw it for the right price.
No second
Right.
mortgage then?
Yeah, I'll have that. Not quite. Not this time.
Yeah,
So,
that's one expensive kit, that is.
But to be fair, you can use the box
Expensive,
as
but then-
additional room.
Yes. Well, it's actually if you don't count the postage, it's actually not as much as Revel's,
Main rules.
or it's about the same as the Revel Master.
Fine molds
Falcon.
repop.
Bill,
The fine molds repop.
Bill.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you make yourself look sound like you're convincing yourself. It's an expensive model. Accept it.
I know.
No, we know,
But I think
notice it hasn't said how much. He keeps saying it was very reasonable. It's not as bad as it could have been.
Come on then, Phil. How much did you
With-
pay for
with-
this
with-
Millennium Falcon special edition?
With the postage, that was with $80 worth of postage. So that was with about £60 worth of postage.
So how much was that then?
£3.
The sound went.
That
as
was
he told us.
£320. £320.
That's an expensive model.
Yes.
Yeah. Pounds. That's
Visual white
including all the postage from America.
But what price did you tell your wife?
£22.
I said I want it in a raffle.
Oh dear.
Did you just take off a zero?
No, she doesn't know.
Phil,
Sorry, someone was saying something.
yeah, it's me, Wayne. That's how much it's going to cost me
Yeah,
to go to
right.
Fest for the weekend. That's my hotel
Is it?
and travel expenses. For
It's all
what-
into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's all right.
A weekend
Tank
getting
Fest is for a weekend.
yeah. A weekend
Perfect Grey
getting
Millennium
tanked.
Falcon is for life.
A weekend getting tanked. You know, that sounds good. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I do a lot of my model shopping there as well, so there's quite a good selection of model tents there. So,
I could get a holiday to Spain for that, Phil.
you can go. You can do one way. You can do one way from Manchester to London on Virgin trains.
oh no! My daughter went from London to Manchester last night for £22.
Yeah, I
Really?
know, but that's if you go on the day. That's last minute though.
Oh, well, that's way in advance, I know, but that's you plan in advance. You don't use the train in the UK the day before. That's insane.
Yeah.
Listen, how many times do you get on a British train, you buy a ticket, and you get off the other end, and nobody's ever once looked at your ticket?
Quite often, but the
Happens a lot.
day you don't
Happens
bother,
a lot
the day
at
you
the
get caught. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they used to say in England it was cheaper to go by train than by car. It's not anymore.
It's cheaper to go to Spain than it is to go by train.
Yeah, Mark Dunmore was saying that, complaining about that on Facebook. So yeah, I find that very interesting. For as much money goes into the system, it still needs more money. It reminds me of course, I think Lou would know what I'm talking about. It now costs from Pittsburgh to Harrisburg, which Lou, you know how long that is. It's about a 3-hour ride. And if you go on a turnpike, it is now about $80 round trip.
Wow.
Wow.
Pennsylvania Turnpike is the first interstate in the country and the first toll road of its kind in the country. And they found themselves billions, that's with a B, in debt. And now they've state handed over to a private company to manage. And it just seems like every quarter it goes up another 10, 15% in cost.
Yeah.
And Matt went to visit his dad in York, Pennsylvania, which is just a few minutes south of Harrisburg. And yeah, I think he told me it was about $80 round trip. The prices, the gas prices, the food, the fast food joints and all that stuff are very reasonable. Actually, they passed legislation to under that control. As you probably remember, that's where the turnpike was making its money, from all the rents of these businesses. And of course, when they told him to go reasonable and charge what you charge elsewhere, the rents went down. And of course, now the Turnpike Commission just was not getting. And of course, the scofflaws who don't pay the tolls is running the commission about $20 million a year who aren't paying. Yeah, that's a good way to produce more scofflaws, is just raise prices on the ones who do, do pay it, who are honest. So yeah, $80, and that's not even like across the state. I think across the state, back and forth would be about $120.
We had that. We had that here too. We got a private highway, 407, that runs across from basically from west end of Toronto all the way to 35-115 here. My sister in Toronto used to take it into Oshawa all the time because it was always quick. But now the price has got to cost her like $35, almost $40 to go from Etobicoke to Oshawa on it. So she said, no, not worth it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, and we don't have like a train system to rely on like you guys in the UK. You kind of depend on it because insurance, owning a car, petrol, and all those other costs associated with private transportation is prohibitive, and that's why you guys don't need cars. It's a small country. You just hop a bus or train and you're there. Yeah,
Well,
you
You'd think so.
Jack, we've got plenty of cars in this country. Sometimes you get gridlock with cars in this country.
You put two cars in England and it's a gridlock. I mean, come on.
I definitely need my car.
My point is that you guys can very much exist without them and carry on without them, and that's my point. Here in the U.S., where everything is much further apart, you kind of have to depend upon private transportation, because if I were to go to work, now that I'm working like still more overtime, if I were to do public transportation, it would probably add another 2.5 hours to my daily 10 hours of work, Yeah,
but Jack,
time-wise, it wouldn't make any sense, because it's easier to just hop in my car and drive 30 minutes and I'm there.
Yeah, but Jack, don't you use planes like we use trains?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem here in the States, is that if I want to go to New York, I hop a plane. In New York, I mean, time-wise, it probably would work better. I mean, this is what I was telling when we went to Washington. Washington, D.C. is very close to where I live. And I said to Matt, I said, we should consider doing the train, because it takes us to the middle of D.C. We wouldn't have to worry about parking and all sorts of things. But he was insistent on finding a hotel with parking. As it turns out, taking a train to D.C. is 2.5 hours longer than it is to drive.
Blimey.
It's stupid. The train goes 30, maybe 35 miles an hour all the way down and has a couple of stops. And it doesn't make any sense to do. And of course, on the way there, I was an hour early. On the way back, I was an hour late getting back. I guess it just works itself out that way. You're dependent upon, their time and not your time. And I think, why are we talking? What does this have to do with scale modeling? I have no idea.
We got deviated, yeah.
Even Liam left on that one. He got so upset. But certainly that woke up the chat online. My college commute is 5 hours a day. Thank God I only do it once a week. Well, okay. Yeah. So imagine doing that once a day.
Talk about scale modeling. Has anybody mentioned the thing about Kenny's competition thing? Because I was really annoyed with that somebody would stoop that low to.
Yeah.
I blame the Russians.
Yeah, it's a Russian collusion. Yes,
they were meddling in the vote count.
In the voting.
I mean, I didn't enter this year, but I really felt sorry for people who had entered, because they just totally ruined the genuine competition.
You try to do something nice for some people, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to say, I don't know the details to that. Okay, I just know what has been posted, but I think the bottom line is that yes, I agree. There's a bunch of. I'm going to be nice when I say this, but I mean most extreme language to describe these people. These jerks are what they are. They're trolls. They have a problem with their egos. They probably did not get enough nipple time with their moms. It could be anything. So,
Jack, the only thing that I'm disappointed about is the fact that whoever this person was should. I agree with a lot of people. He should be named and shamed for what he's done.
okay, I was about to say that. I think Kenny is being a saint for doing the way he's handling. He's being a saint. If it were me, I'd probably beat the dead horse even much more so I've beaten with you there. But of course, yours is all in fun, of course. But no, I would expose that person. I would not. I'd have zero tolerance for it. I would.
Quite
Kenny,
agree.
you're a saint. You're a good man, and that can never be taken away from you. But I think, though, it's gotten me thinking about it. I've always thought of doing something like that with ASM, but I don't know. I find it. I don't know. There's a lot of work involved with that, and I don't have the time to put into it because certainly you got to do a lot of safeguards. You got to find ways of doing it, and those ways cost money and whatnot. And I think, though, I would even go as far as doing paper ballots, quite frankly. If you want one, I'll mail you one. Basically do an accounting.
Yeah.
I would probably give people 10 votes, and you can distribute those 10 votes the way you want to. But I'd probably have paper ballots so that you can substantiate, and people who are going to vote are willing to throw a stamp on an envelope and send it back. And I think that would be two way to resolve it. Go back to the Stone Ages with this sort of thing. But I think that would be a way to get around it, because somebody like this guy probably would not sacrifice, and there's a way to control the voting. You can encode or something to make sure your paper ballots are legit. There's ways of doing it that way. And
I mean, at the end of the day, Jack, I mean, whoever this person is hasn't got much confidence in himself as a modeler if he has to resort to bumping his own vote to try and win.
Well, that's all fine and good, but you had to stoop that low for whatever reason, and that's the thing about people. I don't trust them. I just think the worst of them first until they've proven me otherwise. I do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And, I think, though, I'd love it if Kenny worked it out. I don't think Kenny should cancel it. No, I think it should be canceled for this year, yes. But forever, I don't know. I want to think on the more positive that he can still have this.
He's just going to get over
I think there's ways to get around it. There are ways to get around it. And I don't think anybody's going to cheat it. If I send you a ballot with a invoice number and it comes back, I can check it off saying this is legit, and everybody gets one invoice number. And if I get a fake or a duplicate, I would know who done it and basically tell them to F off. You got to make it rated G. I can't, because of YouTube being so paranoid.
Yeah, you could do it mail, or you could do email too. You could do it by email.
You could do it even by email too. Yeah, you could do it that way too. And there's also websites that do this sort of thing.
Yeah, it only allows you to vote once. Yeah.
It allows you to vote once because your IP from your computer goes into it. Besides, you sign in once, do your voting, and then you're done. So there are ways, but that might cost money. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying there's ways to get around this, and I hope Kenny.
I agree with you, Jack. I don't think he should have cancelled it forever. Maybe this year, yes, but not forever.
Yeah, I think that, and expose the bastard. That's another thing. But that's not my decision, and that's Kenny's. And amen, he's a saint, and I'm not. So Kenny was way more forgiving than that guy deserved. This person messed up the judge portion too. Yeah, that scares judges away too, for that matter. They don't want their reputation smeared. You're right, Mark. Absolutely, Mark. You got it. Yeah, hi, Ken Skiffington. George, nice to see you on the live hangout. I mean, I think we can get around this, Ken. If you're watching, Ken, we can get around this. We, as a modeling community, okay?
Yeah,
You have more support. I have never seen the outpouring of support for a single modeler and his actions than I have with Kenny.
Mm.
And he's the same. He's a very good-hearted person. He's a nice guy. He's honest. He has integrity. And I think people are naturally attracted to that, even the bad ones. So
yeah, I mean, he even spends his own money and his own time getting the prizes, Jack. You know.
Well, yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to do that.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
And I think his own words were a very understanding wife.
Yeah, she even put forth her from my understanding, her fruits of her labor, basically, into it. So
yeah.
Yeah, well, Kenny, if you're watching, you've got unbounded, unlimited, and heartfelt support behind you. And we vocalized opinion. Maybe this year is one thing, but maybe next year is another thing. So
yeah, don't give up, Kenny.
And there's ways to work it around it. If you want to talk, certainly I'm willing to, I've already given my opinion, so I guess that's that. We do need to support each other. And what's really funny, though, too, is I don't know what somebody said. He made the mention that there were 3 places that he was getting a lot of entries from. ASM, Amazing Scale Modelers, was one of them, and he wrote it as ASM. And somebody said, "What's ASM?" I'm like, "Oh my God, there's somebody out there that doesn't know what ASM stands for." And he was kind and clarified. So, yeah, I mean, whatever we can do as ASM, Kenny, to help you out, we're there. So, anyway, moving on. I want to talk to the disembodied modeler who's still on a fence. I'm surprised you haven't gotten any splinters riding that fence the way you are about Star Wars, but that's just your prerogative.
Yeah.
You're probably playing it safe. You're probably not going to get any hate mail forever. So
no hate mail.
You hate mail. Okay, yeah. That's a postmodernist thing to say.
Yeah, the reason I'm not going to say it because I work at the cinema, so I can I see bits and pieces, and I hear some of the people commenting as they leave the cinema. So I went to see it. I didn't think it was. I was in the middle. So that's why I'm on the fence.
Okay.
But I can always fall off.
Mark did notice your Gundam earlier. He's like, Gundam!
Well, if Mark's still watching, his eyes are going to pop out in a minute, and I'll show you what I've been putting on for myself.
Ooh. And it's not a tank, Mark.
That's in the post at the minute. The tanks are in the post. So,
I don't think he'll ever touch a tank again.
No. I think he wants to strangle me. I think that's the thing I get from him.
Well, you can't strangle a pair of hands, so.
Yeah. A pair of hands can strangle you.
That's true.
I have to clear some mess. This box is too big. I got the Gundam Virtue.
Ooh.
It's so big,
all right.
I can't even get in camera shot.
All right, reel your tongue back in, Mark.
Do you glue those kits or click them together?
They snap together.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you can paint them as you want. So that's my first one. The next one's a slightly bigger box.
It's the B word again, Jack.
Oh! Oh!
There's that one. That came on Thursday, so I had to go and pay the ransom on it from the post office.
What are the average prices of some of those Gundams?
Well, it depends where you get them from. I got these two about £40 each.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Free postage packaging, so you find out you have to pay customs charge on each one of them.
Welcome to the postage world.
Yeah. As I say, I'm back on the tanks at the minute, so I'm working through my. So that's what I'm working on at the minute. The
Panther.
Dragon Panther Mark F with the L100 gun.
That's a hell of a gun on that.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
God.
Yeah, and it's a Dragon kit, so it's going to be fun because there's a lot of extra parts you're not going to be using on. The chassis is a bit fun as well. So you got instead of just putting the torsion bar levers on, you got to do the whole thing. You got to put them, feed them through.
Yeah, he said the Thunderbolt is great.
Yeah. Well, I've got one more.
Okay.
I've got one more coming from Japan as well.
Mm.
If I can do screen share, it will let me screen share.
Yeah, it hasn't been any screen share so far.
Yeah, I'm getting that one as well.
We can't say anything, Wayne.
Can't you?
No.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good idea. Press the share button would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Ah. Ooh. Ooh.
Is that death?
That's it's called death size.
Ah, right.
And it's posable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
That'll be the best pose for it.
$42. Oh.
Yeah, £31, free postage packaging, and this should be here after the 9th.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What
Jack,
you getting
depending
out
on which
today? I got a box of death.
depending on which grade Gundam you go for, Jack, one of the things is it depends on how posable they are. Some of them actually have individual fingers that are posable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But aren't you
Oh, wow.
You
jumping?
have jointed fingers.
Yeah, but aren't you jumping into the realms of past modeling into like a makeable toy?
Well, the Gundams have always been posable.
Ah.
Yeah.
Stand next to Mark and say that.
I'll tell you what, scalpels hurt even when you accidentally stab yourself with one.
And I'm getting a model of one of these tanks as well from Hobby Boss.
Mm.
Hmm. What a surprise, Wayne.
I know. It's shocking, isn't it, Jamie?
You what, mate?
It's shocking, isn't it? It's like somebody talking about a film you haven't seen yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever live that down.
Ah, look at that. Picture of Phil. Hi,
Yeah.
Phil.
And
Hello, leave me alone. Move along, nothing to see here.
unfortunately. And this is what I've been working over the Christmas period.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas period is actually over tomorrow.
Is it?
Yuletide is
I
over
count it as
tomorrow.
work. Yeah. Oh. Okay. It's when the other staff members come back from their holiday, Christmas holidays, with the away So that's all I've been able to get done, really, is that figure, because I've been covering everybody else's holidays.
Mm.
That's about it. That's all I've done so far.
I read more into this than I think you might, guys. I just posted a bigger gun than Wayne's tank.
Yeah.
Why don't you tweet that to Trump?
But,
In his work.
Barrel envy, yes.
and in one of the packages I got, one of the Gundam Thunderbolt, I got a nice note from the seller as well. So
What's it say? Because can't read that button.
it says, "Thank you for your recent eBay order. He wants feedback and informed, and thanks for my custom."
So it was a thank you letter.
Yeah.
Thank you, letter. That is so clever. Gosh. Spirit of random.
I'll tell you what.
You sent me a piece of origami as well.
I wonder if it's the same one that sent me that as a thank you.
What is that?
It's little origami ninja star.
Yeah, if I'm going to be killed by something, I want to have polka dots on it.
It gives a nasty paper cut when you throw it.
Lou,
It's just lovely little touches like that, and the little notes that say thank you for doing business with us.
I think I got a cure for Lou.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
There you go. There you go. Drowned in alcohol kills all the germs.
Well, yeah, it makes them so drunk they die.
They die with a smile on their face.
Very good.
So that's about it. Also, I've been starting
That's
to. I've also been reposting some of my War Thunder replays on my YouTube channel as well now.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's it.
That's yeah. Oh,
wow.
I've got.
Gee, we're doing good time actually.
Back a minute. I've left the kettle on.
Oh, okay. While you're tending to your kettle, I'm gonna do a screen share of the current. Oh hell. Community covers. This is the one over at Facebook. This is from James Kelly.
Yeah.
This is I saw this and I'm like, well, gee, you know, we haven't seen dragsters at all, hardly. We've got funny cars going on. I got a lot of those other kind of race cars going on too. But I can't recall a dragster ever, and I could be wrong, but this is the one that I got turned on to because it's a very sleek, colorful. It's festive for the new year, and it's cool as all hell. So yeah, this is the community cover for the Facebook community. And there was something that what got reminded me of as far as the next community builds is going to be boat builds, but this is the best picture I was able to find of Marcus White. Is that his name? Marcus White. He got these guys on the deck of a boat build. I wanted Marcus to post picture or something with less background, so it's a little cleaner. He says he'll do it the next time. But I just thought that was kind of amusing, as I got a guy here with bandages around his head, and all the surprised faces. I'm not sure what they're looking up at, but certainly to me it looks like a New Year's party gone awry. Being on a boat, they tell you don't drink and drive. I tell you even more, don't do boating and drinking at the same time.
Looks like it might be a Dunkirk.
It's a Dunkirk. Yeah, it's a Dunkirk diorama he's building.
Yeah. Well, I figured so much, but these guys look like they're having a party or avoiding one anyway. But certainly, I like the figure painting. I like, all the realistic stuff, like the Batmans and the Catwomans and the Wonder Womans and the skin tones and everything is painted so perfectly. I really appreciate someone who paints figures in a manner that has its own character to it. Like Bob, I liken Bob to some of the great artists like Van Gogh. It's just that, I don't know. He says, well, I can't do it any better than this. Well, I just think it's perfect. And this is one of those things that I've seen that the painting shows a lot of character in the characters in the diorama or the model kit. Picked him for the new year because it's nautical, because we're going to do the nautical Navy nautical boat. They could be airplanes too, they could be nautical. They could be amphibious vehicles as well as boats that land on water, things like that. Anything that would be touching water as a vehicle. And also the wood build, model build made of wood. There's plenty of kits out there that are really cheap, really quick. If you want to dabble in it, you've never done one, you want to do something small or do something big, whatever, anything. So that could be Star Wars, Mr. Lou, made of wood. So just putting it out there for you. I'm still thinking of you because to me you're important.
A Pinewood Derby car.
There you go. That would work, certainly. And that will kill two birds with one stone for you. You've a car build and the wood. Certainly, you can take that interpretation any way you want because this community just is anything. I was just trying to think of things that would include as many different kind of kits as possible, different mediums and genre, I should say genres as possible, because this community is just like everything. Car builders, sci-fi, nautical boat builders, aviation, a lot of things going on in this community, a lot of different things. Mash it up. And of course, there's real space too. And real space is really meant to maybe appease the sci-fi guys. I don't know. But certainly maybe taking a history of the 20th century. It's actually the history of rocketry in real space is encapsulated in the 20th century. And I think that's pretty darn cool that an entire way of thinking, traveling, technology, all encapsulated in one century is actually pretty cool. So we're already in this century, of course, the 21st century, but I'm thinking in more from history. Even Elon Musk got to admit that all he does is based on history of real space. So, and there's plenty out there on YouTube as well as the internet to do research and do real space. So those are going to be our builds for this time around for the 2018 school year. And for me, look what China finally delivered. Bunch of LEDs. I gotta get on a blower, get on eBay and thank them and tell them it's here and thank them. So maybe I can get this row of self-made, casted from a part made of resin parts lit, and maybe I can get this puppy off my workbench and move forward with the I feel like if I get this done, I can move forward with my life. It's been long going. It's been going on for 6 months, at least 6-7 months now for me on this trials and tribulations, and most of which has to do with the lighting the burners on the Millennium Falcon, the 72 scale fine molds Millennium Falcon. I even bought it. I got to get the parts to mold. I got the Revell version of this, and like you, Jamie, I'm going to rebuild it too. I'm going to build it up again because now I have experience doing it. but not for 2018. I want to do other things. I want to do other things. And for Christmas, as I said, I got socks and a birthday card from my mom, which was great. And I had to buy myself my gifts, and I think I posted pictures of this on, and they've talked about it. I got my first pickup truck. I'm going to do that this year, perhaps. Maybe I'm going to hang on to this and not do this just yet. But I got those two. Might not do the Starsky and Hutch, just might build it up as a Ford Torino. So, as a, what do they call that? Stock. So, yeah, I also got a funny car too, the Jungle Jim Vega. I've always wanted that too, but I got that this past year. But I don't think I'm going to be buying too many kits. I'm going to start trying to do some scratch builds here. Is my goal. My wood build, I'm thinking of making it a scratch build. So I can't go wrong with that. That's me, and that's the community. And tomorrow we'll have the Sunday Hangout. We're going to talk more about, don't know exactly what, but I think Jim and I can think of something. Maybe you guys can think of something to talk about. More of the range of actual techniques and the very specificity of model building. That's where the Sunday Hangouts are going to be. Like this across the pond is really nice for lifestyle and messing around with stuff and showing off what we do as a final thing. But like last Sunday Hangouts, we were talking about electronics, and maybe we'll continue that as well, because I don't know what you'll get done in the next 36 hours there, Jim, of programming your board, your Arduino. But I was kind of curious too, because you said you didn't want to get those Arduino boards. I should say kits, Arduino kits, that they have things already prescribed to you, and you just load them up and whatever.
Yeah, no. What I was saying is you can get all the different shields, but I didn't want to get a shield for this because it's a more specific operation. So it's a custom thing for this. So I just need the microcontroller and then build the circuit to tag to it. So.
All right, I think we can go further into the Arduino world tomorrow, or at least show what's out there, because I'd probably be on the school of buying a kit with 32 projects and just do those 32 projects and learn the Arduino board Uno specifically that way, and maybe then once I feel confident enough to venture into programming what you're doing, doing something customized, very customized. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of things here that we can talk still about electronics and maybe help Jamie out as far as Yeah, I think, Jamie, I think you should start considering doing things in the base. And all you do is just wiring inside the model. And I think it's admirable to put it in the model itself. Very admirable. But yeah,
it's a big issue when you have issues. When you have issues, it's a big pain in the butt.
The pitfalls are incredible, and even just simple wiring could be a pitfall in a final. Like, ask me. I know that a little too well. You thought you did the wiring, and all of a sudden the thing blows up in your face, and sometimes literally blows up in your face. So yeah, there's a lot to. So don't feel bad, Jamie. There's a lot of. When you're getting into the caliber of, even John Petrie is into that caliber. He spent how many months doing the refit?
Yeah,
that's endurance. That's doing a marathon or doing a triathlon, and you can't expect that from every model. They can't expect that from you. So, just continue doing what you're doing and scale it back a little bit and do it. You're like me in that regard, Jamie. You have a tendency to bite off a lot more than you think you can chew.
Yeah, I think it's
And-
because I went with 3 boards instead of just getting the 1 board. I think, you know,
Oh yeah.
and then I had to get Ralph to draw me a diagram to connect the 3 boards up together so they all worked simultaneously as one. Which I think, you know, that's where my problems were caused. I think if I'd have just stuck with 1 board that did everything instead of trying to
put it in a base.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 board and put it in a base. Yeah, I see your point, and I see where you're headed because I do the same thing too. Actually, the best part about this Millennium Falcon build, it doesn't have any boards. Doesn't have any blinkies and anything like that. It's straightforward wiring. And it's kind of nice not worrying about having a board, just an on-off switch is all I'm doing. And, you know, a lot of the RC guys have done really sophisticated things with the kit. But when you're already delving into an area that's same with Jim is delving into more of an RC area than a static model area that we do. So, you know, be patient. You'll get it. That's my point. So anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and thank you everybody for participating. Hi, Ken's Model Shop. Hi, yeah, sorry we're going. George just bought a Revel Cutty Sark off of Goodwill Auctions for $6. Well, we're envious of you, George. We certainly are. $6. That's actually a good price for a Cutty Sark. And Dave, yeah, he's still shopping. Wish he could have made it. He's still shopping. Probably he's out there with his other half. I guess he's doing that. And Mark, thank you for joining us. Phil, you were participating. Even Heath, we miss Heath. I'm surprised nobody said we miss Heath. So I missed Heath anyhow. And of course, Aries stopped by to say hello too on the live hangout. So see you tomorrow. Live hangout was live hangout, of course. The Sunday hangout, the live chat will still be open. So your comments and discussions, bring it in to the discussion always. And until then, thanks Jim for stopping by as well. And
no problem.
Jamie, and hang in there, Jamie. And Lou, get well soon. I want you to feel better because I want to see what the Franklin can do for us.
Thank you.
And also, Phil, thank you for stopping by, and also Wayne for stopping by as well. And it was Bob that was here earlier, and Liam was also earlier. Thank you too to those two and everybody in the community. It's going to be a great new year. 2018's here. Start building and have a smile on your face as you are. See you tomorrow, and good day.
Have a good day.
Good day.